We are Peace Now from Tel Aviv, um, talking about settlements issues. My name is Hagit Ofran. I'm in charge of the Settlement Watch project of Peace Now. The first question that we're going to address is the question from Baraina. I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name, from USA. Which asked us, let me say, maybe the hardest questions regarding how can we have peace with the Israelis after all what we have been through and what we see on the Palestinian side, etc. So I think this is maybe the basis of what we are trying to do. Yes, we believe that peace is possible, and we believe that the two people can live side by side peacefully without killing one another. And yes, we know that in the current situation it's very hard to get there, but still, because we are Israelis and because I'm Israeli, I cannot give up on the chance to live in peace, and I don't want to go anywhere else, and I need to get to peace, and I believe it's possible. When you ask, but they teach their children to hate us or things like that, I once asked a Palestinian friend about this, and he said, do you think I need the school in order to learn to hate you? I hate you from the day I was born because I live under occupation, and this is the main issue. Israel, unfortunately, found itself controlling millions of Palestinians in the West Bank, and we are with occupation, and they feel oppressed, and this is why we are now in this conflict. And there is a possibility to stop this conflict, and unlike other conflicts in the world, this conflict is one that has a solution, and this solution is the two-state solution: one state for the Palestinians and one state for the Jews and in Israel, and that's the concessions that we should do. You asked specifically about Gaza, and yes, this is one of the questions that we always get, but we left Gaza and now we have rockets. So I have two very good answers to this question. However, one good answer is a bad one, and the other one is good but is complicated. And what do I mean? First of all, as an introduction, I must say that Israel was under attack of rockets also before the disengagement. We had attacks. The number of Israelis that were killed by rockets 2 years before disengagement, and the number of Israelis that were killed by rockets after 2 years after the disengagement is the same number. It was 6 casualties. So it's not that everything started because we withdrew. However, the two good answers that I always quote, the one good answer is that Israel didn't really leave Gaza because it's still under our full control. Now I say that it's a bad answer because most Israelis will tell you this is not occupation. We left and we control all the entrances because they shoot us and not because we want to control them. If they stop shooting, then we will open Gaza. So this is a problematic answer for the Israelis. So I get to the second good answer, which is complicated, and it is the fact that the way we did the disengagement was unilateral. Ariel Sharon, who was our prime minister, he withdrew from Gaza without talking to the Palestinians. Now, on the Palestinian side, there is a serious debate on what we should do and what they should do. And there are the Hamas who are saying we should fight Israel until they withdraw. And there is the Abu Mazen, who is saying the only way to achieve the Palestinian goals is by talking to the Israelis. And Sharon was not even ready to pretend to talk to Abu Mazen. So Abbas went to his people saying, don't shoot, talk to the Israelis, but the Sharon wouldn't even pretend to talk to him, and in the end, Hamas said, you see, the talks with Israelis do not lead us anywhere, and how do we liberate Palestine? By shooting Israelis, and then they run away. So what we say is that in order to have peace, we need to do it not unilaterally, but by peace agreements. And only if we find that it's impossible, then we have to stop occupation. But it's still possible. The majority of the Palestinians support the idea of peace and a two-state solution, and we must try to get as fast as possible to this solution, because if we wait enough, we might lose the opportunity to a two-state solution. And this is why we are doing our utmost in Peace Now to persuade the Israeli public to go for the two-state solution and not to give it up. I'm reminding you that we are Peace Now from Tel Aviv, and I'm Hagit Ofran, the director of the Settlement Watch, and I'm answering questions that were sent to us in the last few days. Moving now to another question from France, from Houtine. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce the name. Regarding international pressure on Israel, shouldn't we call for international pressure? I think, first of all, I'm Israeli. I don't want to be punished for things that I'm against. Personally, I wouldn't want Israel to be punished. But also, I think that it might be counterproductive, and the Israeli public will be more encouraged to go for peace if we see what we can benefit from the peace and not what we're losing, because we can easily close ourselves and say, well, the world is against us, everybody's against us, so we need to be even harder on our side. And this is something that we see happening in many nations and also in Israel. So I would take the approach of encouraging Israel to go to peace and to show how much we can gain from it. And today I think we are on the edge of getting there when we see that the Arab world, we have the Arab League initiative that actually promises Israel that if we make peace with the Palestinians, we will have peace with all Arab countries. I think it's an opportunity that we must take, and if Israelis will see that it's possible, they will also support it, because the biggest obstacle today for peace is the lack of faith, of the fact that people do not believe that peace is possible. I just want to jump to another question, which is further down, from Manuel from Mexico City, that asked, do I believe, or do we believe, that the current government with Netanyahu could evacuate all settlements and go to peace? And I think that although I can confess I did not vote for Netanyahu, I don't think that he wants to go to peace. However, I don't want to give up on him. I don't want to say that because we elected Netanyahu we're doomed here. I believe that he can understand what the price would be not to go to peace, and this price would be disastrous. We might lose the window of opportunities that we have with all the world, including the American administration, including the Palestinians, willing to go to a two-state solution, and if we don't take it, we might end up struggling